Clubs are supposed to be a safe haven for students, a place to get together with like-minded peers without judgment. But there is a proposal that could put that peace in jeopardy. This is a story we first told you about last week. The Marysville School District is considering requiring students to get parental permission to join any kind of school club. Some worry the policy could put LGBTQ students and their allies in a compromising position.
The Marysville School District is meeting right now to talk about this proposal, and that's where we find Fox 13's Steve Kiggins. Steve, students have some very strong reactions to this idea.
Yeah, you got that right. This has been a lightning rod in this Marysville community. We saw dozens and dozens of students lining the main road out here outside of this middle school, demonstrating the fact that this is even a question. Take a look at some of the video that we shot just a little bit earlier. You can see all these students waving flags, waving signs, determined to share their disapproval of this policy. Now, District School Board announced the change last week, and it considers requiring parental consent for any student wishing to join an after-school club. Now, it's an attempt to add transparency and parental involvement, and the district believes the policy creates a safer district by letting parents know where their kids are at all times, but detractors insist the policy change targets LGBTQ youth, forcing them to out themselves to parents regardless if they're ready, or shun what could be their only community of like minds. We spoke with some students earlier who tell us youth in Marysville are already experiencing bigotry. Some kids were forced to sleep on the streets.
I've had friends who've gotten kicked out for the night after they find something, find out information, or word gets back through friends or accidentally saying something. And
where do they go overnight?
Depends. Some kids, I know, just stay out all night and go wherever they can. Not everyone has a place to go. Some end up on park benches.
Now, we then spotted School Board President Paul Gallivan walking down the line of demonstrators, shaking their hands, thanking them for speaking out, for sharing their voice about matters that impact kids' everyday lives. And we asked Gallivan if he considered what it could mean for these young people being forced into marginalization, but then he shared something that he understands very much at a personal level. Listen to this.
My own sister shuns her own daughter for this opportunity that her daughter has given her to embrace a difference. And she wants to go by Joey, and she wants to have a different kind of life. And my own sister is outcasting her own daughter. It's horrible to think that parents have that as a reaction. Most parents won't, maybe. But if parents are doing that, and they're doing that here, is there a way that we can reduce that barrier? I'm hoping that we'll find a way.
So obviously there's folks dealing with these realities in intersecting realities, either from students in the district, parents as well concerned, not to mention the board president with his own story about what's going on in his family. Now, district officials tell me they've got at least 30 people signed up to share their public comment, and they're not going to have time to accept every single one of them. People who wrote down their comments on hard copy, we are told that information will be put into the public record. Now, the board, they could vote to amend this proposal. They could also vote to abandon it or push it through and pass it as it is. That's what they're considering at tonight's meeting. We'll see what happens, and we'll share with you when we know. For now, we're live in Marysville. Steve Kiggins, Fox 13 News.